So, about 30% of the world's freshwater resources exist in the form of groundwater. The subsurface water forms a critical input for the sustenance of life and vegetation in arid zones. So, 30% sa atong fresh water is from groundwater, and the subsurface water, which is another term for groundwater, is a very critical nga portion sa atong tubig for the sustenance of life and vegetation, especially in arid zones. Arid zones mo ning mga lugar nga or mga areas nga dili inana ka frequent ang precipitation. So mga deserts, mga ingana mga klima nga minus kayo o precipitation. So those are arid zones. So for the flora and fauna, ang ang reliability na gyud sa naka-rely gid sila sa tawag gani sa groundwater um for their biological needs, no, kung asa sila maka-source og tubig. So sa groundwater gid sila naka-depend. Subsurface flow. So the subsurface flow is the movement of water below the earth's surface within the subsurface layers or geological formations. So as we know, um, from our previous discussions also, kabalo na tanga kanang naay presence sa tubig no ilalom sa ato ang ground. So that is because porous man ang ground, and with that na siya ability to hold water. So naay sea like nga body sa ilalom sa ground. So that is what we call the groundwater storage, and it moves. And however, ang ihang movement is significantly slower compared sa ato ang stream flow. This is because kinahanglan man mo sip through ang tubig para makatravel siya. Unlike sa stream flow nga naa gihapon may obstructions, of course kay na may mga foreign nga mga matters dara sa stream. Pero in comparison pod sa groundwater, kung asa dako good dako nga present dako ang presence um sa soil. So it is really significantly slower in velocity. Subsurface flow is a significant component of the water cycle since it contributes to the overall movement and storage of water in the subsurface environment. So due to subsurface flow, na ay water nga gagikan sa springs, na ay water nga makita nato sa wells, and tungod po sa subsurface flow dili ka kahutdan og water ang atong oceans and seas, no. Subsurface flow occurs when water infiltrates the soil or permeable rock layers. Once water enters the subsurface, it moves laterally and vertically, and that depends on the gravity, the move of the water due to the gravity, and the difference in pressure nor pressure gradients. And it will really follow the path of least resistance. So, natay lahi nga categories no for saturated formation. So natay aquifer, aquitard, aquiclude, and aquifuge. So si aquifer, this is a saturated formation of earth material which not only stores water but yields it in sufficient quantity. An aquifer transmits water relatively easily due to its high permeability. So si aquifer, pwede siya maka-transmit, meaning maka-allow siya water to pass through it, and at the same time, it can also hold or it can also store water. Aquitard, this is another formation through which only seepage is possible, and thus the yield is insignificant compared to an aquifer. It is partly permeable. So, um, sa aquitard, only seepage is possible, no? So, ang yield insignificant siya compared to aquitard, but still it is partly permeable. So nagyapoy napagyapon siya seepage, no, somehow, but dili gid siya ina na ka paspas mo transmit og water unlike sa aquifer. Aquiclude, this is another geological formation which is essentially impermeable to the flow of water. It may be considered as close to water movement even though it may contain large amounts of water due to its high porosity. So if there is an aquiclude, dili maka-flow through ang tubig. So it is not permeable. So dili maka-flow through ang tubig sa usa ka aquiclude nga layer. But it is porous. So although dili siya makan-transmit og tubig tungod kay naay pores nga nag-exist sulod sa imuhang geological formation, then pwede siya maka-hold or pwede siya maka-store of water. And then we have aquifuge, which is the last geological formation, and it is neither porous nor permeable. It cannot hold water, it cannot store water, it also cannot transmit water. So that is what we call the aquifer. So those are the four categories of saturated formation. So the availability of groundwater will depend on the rate of withdrawal and the rate of replenishment or the recharge. So unsa nang nasa rate of withdrawal, ma'am? So ang mani siya ang rate sa pagkawala sa water from the storage of groundwater. So asa man ni siya padulong sa ato ang springs, sa wells kung may mga extraction points. So, manan siyang rate of withdrawal. Rate of replenishment is how it is recharged, of course, through the process of precipitation and the following nga mga hydrologic processes up until the groundwater is recharged or deep percolation happens. So there are also different types of aquifer. So first we have the unconfined aquifer, in which a free water surface or a water table exists. So sa unconfined aquifer, ang atong water table is free to move. Walay nakabound sa ato ang upper nga part sa ato ang aquifer. So free ang iyahang level sa tubig nga motaas moubos, striking a balance between the rate of withdrawal and the rate of replenishment. The confined aquifer, so we also call this the artesian aquifer. This is kung dili ka technical, no, dili kay siguro pod ka familiar ani. Sa ako pod wala po kay personal experience nga kita ko confined aquifer diri sa atong lokal. So this is an aquifer which is confined between two impervious beds such as aquicludes or aquifuge nga murag ma-corner ang groundwater between two impervious layers. So that is what we call a confined aquifer. And because of that, since naa may nakabound nga layer sa top and sa bottom, ang kakahitabo kaka-pressurize ang tubig sulod sa imuhang aquifer. So if you can remember aquitards, no? So these are types of saturated formation that can let the water transmit pero limited lang. So if ang imuhang confining beds are aquitards, then you call the aquifer a leaky aquifer because unlike sa aquiclude and aquifuge nga completely dili gid siya makatransmit og tubig, si aquitard manggod is makatransmit gihapon siya somehow but very limited lang nga rate sa pagtransmit. So that is confined aquifer and artesian aquifer. Asa gikan ang artesian aquifer, it is from the word artwa sa artwa sa maka. Okay, so let me sa man be. Ako na lang isurat dere ha. And so the term nga artesian aquifer, base no curious lang mo. Share lang nako. It comes from the word artois, and this is an old province in France. And unsa may relation na ma'am ngano ang confined aquifer na tawag man natong artesian aquifer, what's the relevance of Artois? So Artois is an old province in France, and ang natoy certain nga lugar didto na very ang ilahang mga aquifers kung kung mag-construct sila og wells, pressurized nga tubig ang gagawas. So rich kayo sa confined aquifers kato nga lugar. So dara nakuha ang word nga artesian aquifer. Okay, so facts about water table. Ah, okay. So the facts about water table, first, a water table is the free water surface in an unconfined aquifer. So si water table ug na kay unconfined aquifer, ang level sa imong tubig sa taas, free na siya nga mo-move. Mo tawag sa free water surface kay kung ang imong aquifer is confined, dili man na siya maka-move kay bounded man siya confined man siya sa geological bed nga kanang dili maka-penetrate ang tubig. But for an unconfined aquifer, the level of water is free to move, no? And that is what we call the water table. Second, the static. Okay, so for example, nga lugar kay ano din a certain terrain ana. So if muuna sa ako diri sa ikatulong nga kwan ha kay murag mas una na ko siya kinahanglan i-share. So the water table is constantly in motion, adjusting its surface to achieve a balance between the recharge and the outflow from the subsurface storage. So ang water table, it constantly changes in level because as I have said earlier, in our earlier slides, it strikes a balance between the rate of recharge and the rate of withdrawal, no? So, fluctuate gid ang level sa water table. And if this is the topography of the land, so, nga na lugar siya, nakaslope siya, the tendency of the water table is to follow the topographic feature of the surface. that is the reason why even in elevated areas, mga mountainous areas, nagihapoy water, nagihapoy possible gihapon nga na yung water table, although that is not the case all of the time. Na yung mga mountainous areas pod nga medyo lalom ang presence of water table. But that is the reason why even in elevated areas, nagyapoy possibility that we can find water table mga pila lang ka meters below the ground because the water table follows the topographic features of the ground surface. So although dili na siya pod constant ha ang iyahang depth, and of course it varies and it also depends on the property of the ground, but it tends to follow the terrain of the ground above. So, inga na si um, water table. Kanang, okay. So, second point, the static level well penetrating an unconfined aquifer indicates the level of the water table at that point. So, say for example, this kanisha dere nga water table is nakastore sa isa ka aquifer, and then if we construct a well here, tanta lang, nag-construct tag well din he. So, muna yung well casing diri na part. So, ang imong makita nga water is ang water table kana siya. So, kung mag-construct kag well din ha, ang makita ni mga levels of water is ang water table nga same sa gasurround sa iya ana na area. Okay, so those are some facts about water table. There is also called uh, there is also what we call the perch to water table. Sometimes a lens or localized patch of impervious stratum can occur inside an unconfined aquifer in such a way that it retains a water table above the general water table. More siyang pocket. Think of it as a pocket na storage because there is a presence of impervious stratum din he. So geology is a mystery. So for unsay reason we don't know, no? But na yung mga times nga na present sa impervious stratum just like this. So it forms like a pocket of groundwater storage. So kani siya dere, this is different from the general water table of the whole aquifer. So kaning water table nga na dinhi aning murag pocket of groundwater storage due to this isolated impervious stratum here. We call this the perched water table. And if this is the whole aquifer, no, so this is what we call the general water table. Okay. Effluent and influent streams. Effluent streams are also known as the gaining stream. This type of stream receives water from surrounding groundwater. So, nagyapoy relation ang presence sa stream o sa water table because it could be that if we are near a stream, it's either ang water table ga-contribute og tubig padulong sa stream or the other way around. Ang stream gakakuhaan og water tungod kay gakapadulong sa water table or sa groundwater storage sa ubos. So if a certain stream gains water from the groundwater, so that is what we call the gaining stream or the effluent stream. But if that particular stream loses water to the groundwater system, meaning ang tubig gikan sa stream ga-absorb padulong sa groundwater, so that is what we call a losing stream or an influent stream. Okay, so next, let's have aquifer properties. So, kani siya medyo mo intersecta ni sa inyong geotech, no? Nga mga, sa tawag gani, topics. But, kinahanglan na gid ni siya i-discuss class because nagyahapon siya relation sa ato ang i-discuss later on. So, first, aquifer properties, let's have porosity. So this is the amount of pore space. Cha. Ang chat ton, na nag-chat. Ay, so the porosity is the amount of pore space per unit volume of the aquifer material. So you already know this, di ba, from your geotech na subject. N is equal to VV over V sub T, or the ratio between the voids in the in a particular volume over the volume of the medium or the porous medium. So basically, it's like pila ka percentage sa whole volume is pila ka percentage sa whole volume sa isa ka certain na porous medium, in this case the soil, is composed sa voids, meaning sa katong air spaces. So mana siya ang pasabot sa porosity. It can be ex although it is usually expressed in terms of nakadecimal siya, can also be expressed in terms of percentage. And then we have the specific yield. This is the actual volume of water that can be extracted by the force of gravity from a unit volume of aquifer material. And specific retention, this is the fraction of water held back in the aquifer. So there is also this equation: N is equal to S sub Y plus S sub R, or porosity is equivalent to the specific yield plus the specific retention. So nadere like na formations and what are their um, equivalent na porosity and specific yield. So there are ranges here that you can find. Okay, so here we have the Darcy's law. In the year 1856, Henry Darcy, a French hydraulic engineer, on the basis of his experimental findings, proposed a law relating the velocity of flow in a porous medium. So we have here the total discharge nga formula. Q is equal to negative KIA, where Q is the discharge and or total discharge. This is the volumetric flow rate of water passing through a given cross-sectional area of a porous medium per unit time. And then we have here the K, which is the hydraulic conductivity, which is an expression of how easily a certain porous medium lets water to pass through it, or how easily it transmits water through itself. So that is hydraulic conductivity, which is a property of the soil. I is the hydraulic gradient, which is just the difference in head over the difference in position or length. And then A, which is the area kung asa ga-flow through ang ato ang uh, water. Okay, so that is the formula for total discharge. And maybe you are wondering, ano na may negative ano yung formula, ma'am? So it's just a way of acknowledging ang flow sa water is from higher nga head to a lower head, right? So with that, um, ang change in head nato diri is naka-negative yun na siya. So, lower head minus a greater head will give you a negative value. So, para ma-cancel out ang negative, mana siya nga na negative diri. So, negative, kung nakay-negative din sa imong D sub H, ma-cancel out ra siya. Okay, so mara na siya ang reason why there is a negative sign dara sa ato ang formula. And then we have the specific discharge, which is sometimes denoted as small q or usahay small v depende sa reference. So, um, small q or small v, or what we call the specific discharge, sometimes known as Darcy velocity or Darcy flux. This is defined as the discharge per unit area of the porous medium. This is just equivalent to Q divided by A, or the total discharge divided by the area through which the water is flowing. And this is equivalent also to negative Ki. So, kani siya is giderive ra pud na siya gikan dere. So, since si Q is equivalent to Q over A, so gi-isolate lang pud si Q and si A diri. Si A gilabay sa pikas. So, nimo siyang denominator diri sa Q. Q over A is equal to negative Ki. So, dara na siya gikan. And then we also have the seepage velocity or pore velocity. So, siguro maglibog mo no kay, di ba Darcy velocity po tong isa ganiha, ma'am? Sa difference in seepage velocity o Darcy velocity. So, the discharge velocity nga small q or usay ginatawag na Darcy velocity or Darcy flux. Unsa na? May pangutana? Regarding sa attendance, niya lang, mag-screenshot ra ko right before I dismiss. Okay. So, discharge velocity, small q, or also we call the Darcy velocity or the Darcy flux, is not the actual flow velocity technically of the water no through the soil medium, since the flow occurs through the voids of the cross-sectional area. Kaya di man maka-flow ang water through sa soil medium, 'di ba? It's just a percentage of the whole area nga that mo flow through si water. So, si seepage velocity represents the actual speed of travel sa mismong water through sa pores. While si discharge velocity is like an average velocity nga ang flow sa water through sa whole porous medium. Imagine it as if like for example natay sponge anya natay ibutang na water didto, kung may kag discharge velocity unsa kapaspas ang travel sa water through sa sponge. So that's the discharge velocity or small q. But when you say seepage velocity, unsa kapaspas ang travel sa water didto sa pores sa sponge. Murag inana. So, of course, with that, mas gamay raman, portion raman sa whole area nga nga portion lang sa whole nga A ang agian sa water kay 'di ba ang kung mo tanaw kag certain nga cross section, it's a combination of the solids, ang soil particles and the voids, and si water is dito lang siya sa voids moagi no. So with that, since mas gamay man ang area, so mas dako pod theoretically mas dako pod si seepage velocity compared sa discharge velocity. So, muna siya ang giunsa pag derive si page velocity. So, with that, we consider porosity. Muna nga akong gi-recapitulate si porosity ganiha. So, N is equal to VV over VT. So, sa seepage velocity is we are only looking at the area available for the water to flow through. So, asa man pwede maka-flow through si water? Sa voids. Meaning, sa portion sa imuhang porous medium, in this case, the soil, the only katong portion nga air ang naa, walay soil, walay solids. So, we also use Q over A, but in this case, we're looking at the area nga pwede ma-occupy sa water, which is the area of the voids. So how do we get the area of the voids? We can use the porosity na for that. So Q, this is the total discharge, same total discharge, na lang tayo lahi nga gi-incorporate diri sa area. So para makuha nato ang area sa water, we look at the porosity. So if you can remember, porosity is the percentage no sa volume sa ato ang soil nga nara dadto ang pila ra ka percent to sa whole na soil ang occupied sa imuhang voids. So mura siya ratio or percentage. So para makuha nato ang area sa voids, no, we'll use porosity. So n multiply by the total area. So atong ma-estimate kung pila lang nga portion sa imong whole area ang na-occupy sa imuhang voids. Dadto mo flow C, water. So, V sub S, this is the seepage velocity. Gipagawas lang nato si 1 over N dinhi. Mura lang siya gi-isolate ning 1 over N. Ay, nako. Sa, ana siya. So, mana siya din eh. 1 over N multiplied by Q over A. So, um, V sub S is then equivalent to Q over N. So, asa man nakuha? So, Q, kanang big Q is equivalent to negative KI. Na? So, that's Q is equal to negative. V sub S is equal to negative. So, dari na siya nakuha klasa. Darcy velocity is equivalent to big Q over A, which is also equivalent to negative KI. Dari na siya. Gikan. So, kani siya small q that is equivalent to Q over A. So, mo na siya. This is equivalent to small q. Mo na siya nahimong small q over n. And we know that small q is also equivalent to negative ki. Mo na siya naputayin na in a version. But it's just really the same. You just play around those variables. Mura gyapon siya hydraulics. Okay? Nasabtan ra ba ang discharge velocity o seepage velocity? So, mura gito pinaka simple na analogy or example na. Think of it as a sponge. So, kung may kag discharge velocity or Darcy velocity, muna siya ang dagan sa tubig through sa sponge mismo nga material. But when you say seepage velocity, it's just the actual speed of travel through the pores. Mo actual na travel sa water through sa pores sa imuhang sponge. So, sa bangag lang yun ang iyang consideration in seepage velocity. Okay, so let's have a sample problem here. So, a sample of silty sand is tested in a laboratory experiment. The column has an inside diameter of 10 centimeters, and the length between manometers is 25 centimeters. With a steady flow of 1.7 cubic centimeters per minute, the head difference is the head difference between the manometers is 15 centimeters. Calculate for the hydraulic conductivity, or ang atong ipangitaan is ang K. So, of course, we'll use this. No? Q is equal to negative KIA. And we know that I is the ratio between the difference in head over the difference in position, or the length or the distance in between the 2 points. So Q, we know that the flow is 1.7 cubic centimeter per minute. So, mano siya? Si Q. And then the difference in H is this 15 centimeters. So, may kang ano man ma'am nga naka-negative na siya. So, as we know, ang tendency ng water is to flow from higher head to lower head. So, wala siya ni ingon kung unsa ang head sa duha, but we know the difference. So, if nag-flow siya from higher head to lower head, so meaning, head final minus head initial. So, for example ha, For example lang, the final head is 1 and the initial head was 3. So from greater head to lower head ihang flow. So of course, you will really expect a negative na answer for that. So muna siya kung explain ka ganiha nga, the reason why na ay negative din he is to acknowledge the flow of water that is from higher head to lower head para ma-cancel out siya kay sure man gid ta nga negative ni siya din he. So para mawala ang negative, there is a difference in H, gibutangan og negative din he. Para ang atong answer for Q is a positive value. Okay? So mo na siya class nga naka-negative ta din he ha. That is because the flow of water is from higher head to lower head. So negative 15 centimeter over the difference in position or the distance in between sa two observation points. So mo na siyang 25 centimeter din he. Okay? So, mana siyang 25 centimeters. So, you just take note of the consistency of your units. Bantayan lang ginin nyo na siya. And then, A. So, A is the area through which ga flow ang atong water. So, pi 10. Asa na kasi 10? So, this is the diameter of the column given by the problem. So, pi multiplied by 10 squared over 4. Pi d squared over 4. Okay? So, if you calculate that, di na nako ipakita sa inyo sa pag-calculate class but this is just a basic calculation. If you execute this calculation in your cycle, makakuha mo inani na value, 0.036 centimeter per minute. So, ang ang expression sa hydraulic conductivity is mura siya gyapon velocity. So, certain unit of length over unit of time. So if we are to express this in centimeter per second, so around 0.0006 something centimeter per second. Okay, so that is how you calculate problems using Darcy's law nga formula. Na 30 minutes na lang. Mo extend lang ko gamay class, gamay ra jud kayo. Okay, so we also have here another problem. So given the figure below and the following data, the length between the wells is 900 feet and the hydraulic conductivity is 18 feet per day. Porosity is 0.24. Top of casing of MW1 is 1052.6 feet. The top of casing of MW2, this is a well, is 1045.3 feet. The depth to water of MW1 is 12.5 feet. So meaning gikan sa ato ang casing padulong sa level sa tubig. It was noted to be 12.5 feet and the depth of water of MW2 is 14.2 feet. So, okay. Ang pasabot aning sa klarohon sa nakabasa maglibog mo, the top of casing kani siya. No, dire na dayon. Ang pasabot aning 1052.6 feet is ang elevation ani dere class. Kani. Mano siya elevation 1052.6 feet. Ang kaning depth to water, pasabot ana is ang difference in length gikan sa imuhang top sa casing padulong sa imuhang water table. Just dili kita madaog ganing. Kani siya. Muna pasabot aning depth to water of MW1. So this is 12.5 feet. So same po ani MW2 mo ni siyang elevation niya. Top of casing of MW2, this is 1,045.3 feet. Depth to water of MW2 is 14.2 feet. So pasabot kani siya din hi. And between the top of casing that is 14.2 feet. So, and then, ako lang siyang illustrate para mas dali masabtan. Okay. So, ang atong pinaka main nga goal ani is to look for the velocity seepage velocity kay ang gipangayo sa ato kay groundwater travel time man, meaning ang travel time sa mismong tubig. So para makuha nato ang travel time sa tubig, so syempre kinahanglan nato ang velocity sa mismong tubig, which will be given to us through our seepage velocity. And then gamitan din nato siya og V is equal to D over T, or velocity is equal to distance over time. If makuha na ang velocity nga seepage or seepage velocity, naman tay distance, given man siya, so makuha din na ang time, which is may gipangita sa problem. Okay. So first is kinahanglan makuha na ang V sub S or seepage velocity. So before that, we need to get I. So this is a parameter that's needed to calculate for our seepage velocity. So I is equal to dH over dL. So dH is the difference in head and dL is the difference in position. So si head difference makuha na to surely, of course, kay gipang tagaan man ta elevation. I-calculate lang nato ni siya. So natay top of casing, tagan din tag depth to water table. So kung ako ni siyang, kung gihatag ni nga elevation din og i-minus nako ni ang ato ang depth gikan sa casing padulong sa tong water table, then makuha na ko ang elevation sa water table, which is also the head, no? So 1052.6, this is for MW1, minus 12.5, so that's 1040.1, meaning ang water table sa MW1 nga well is at 1040.1 meters above a certain datum. For MW2, uh, you just subtract the depth gikan sa level sa casing. So 1045.3 minus 14.2, so therefore 1031.1 ni siya kanida din na level. Okay? So with that nanatay head sa duha ka well. So para makuha na tong head difference, di atong i-minus. So MW2 kay ang flow kay from MW1 to MW2 man. So 1031.1 minus 1040.1, that is negative 9. Okay? So I is equal to negative 9 feet. That is the difference in head. And the difference in position or the distance in between the two observation points is 900 feet. Gihatag ni problem. So therefore, I is equal to negative 0.01. So nanatay I. So okay na ni siya. So kani siya mo manigi mo gihatag siya sa problem. And then N is gihatag pod. Okay, so pwede na tayo makasolve sa V sub S. So V sub S is equal to negative. K is given by the problem. 18 feet per day. I is unitless, and that was negative 0.01. And porosity is also unitless. That's 0.24. So if you execute that calculation, you'll get 0.75 feet foot per day. So that is the seepage velocity or ang velocity sa water sa mismong pore sa imuhang soil. So that is the groundwater nga velocity, no? Or the seepage velocity. So with that, you will use, ang gipangita sa ato as a problem is time man. So nanatay V sub S. So, ang atong ipangita is time. So, kinahanglan ma-establish na ang relationship with that, and ang makatag ana sa ato na relationship is the velocity formula. Velocity is equal to distance over time. So, nanatay seepage velocity, and then ang gipangita is time, naputay distance. So, 0.75 feet per day is equal to 900 feet over a certain time. So, para ma-single out si time, labay nimo siya din sa PCAS. So that will be 900 over 0.75. So you'll have an answer that will be expressed in days. So with this, you have 1,200 days nga travel time. So meaning to travel 900 feet in between the two wells, it took the water 1,200 days. Pila na siya. Taas-taas nga panahon. So, okay, that is how you solve this problem na using Darcy's law. Okay, nasabtan na ba? Nasabtan na ninyo ang discussion?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, sige. So,
Good one. Thank you, everyone.
Mata na guys, ay nang katulog.